Enable time choices? Sure! It will make me choose something faster. Now. Creak, creak, creak. The old floorboards are creaking over my head. Someone's walking in the attic. The thing is, there's nobody in the house but me. What the hell am I playing? Oof. The last box achievement, thanks game. Is it back with stones or something? That's a kawaii little box, by the way. They say the night is darkest just before the dawn, and the last box you carry when you move in is the heaviest one. Not sure about the night part, but dragging another box to the hallway, I try my best to remember if I packed a couple of concrete slabs in there. My luggage arrived before I did. The movers didn't bother waiting for me and simply formed a small ziggurat with my belongings on the porch. Oh well, at least nobody snatched them. I wonder if anyone lives around here at all. Ugh, that's too much drama. Cheer up, June. It's not like we're in the middle of nowhere. Lost and forgotten by the rest of the world. To keep my sudden whining seizure at bay, I drop the box on the floor and immediately start sneezing. Bad move! Damn! Just how much dust is there? Achoo! Actually, no. I don't want to know that. The dust flutters in the air like plastic snow in a glass globe, forming small swirls in the corners. And it seems to be the only insulation material in this house. Guess I'll be able to make a happy little dust snowman if I give it a try. Or should I call it a dust man? Ew. Not that I was sorting real snow around here. Scusi. It's spring already, but the townscape is still covered with a thick blanket of snow. And it looks like it has no plans on melting anytime soon. Sure, my auntie had warned me it would be fresh in these parts. But I had no idea it was fresh, as in fresh frozen! On my way here I got this distinct feeling I was taking a computer game, with textures constantly failing to load. Well, not like I had any other options. Maybe it gets better downtown? Not like I'm eager to find out in person. At least not today. The way here got me worn out, and all these boxes won't unpack themselves. Would be great if they did though. Now look around the shabby hall, crowded with the endless boxes. I get the feeling they multiplied while I wasn't looking. I mean, it sounds like I could move the whole damn pile with my only two hands, right? So cute. Kawaii boksu ne. I really tried my best to focus on the positive lately. And I mostly did good. Until this very moment. It's just like a click in my head. I suddenly realize how tired I am. It's not the long way I've made, but rather everything that happened to me recently. My legs give out. I sit down on one of the boxes and stare at nothing with empty eyes. For a while I sit without moving, but I don't feel any better. More like I'm drowning deeper and deeper in one of those burly snowdrifts I've seen along the road. Still, something changes. I'm not sure what it is, but through the sudden tide of fatigue, I feel a hint of anxiety building up. It grows stronger with each passing moment, and gradually clogs my mind entirely. This primitive feeling snaps me back to reality. I jump to my feet. What's the matter, me? I give myself a little slap on the cheeks, but the strange feeling doesn't go away. Where is it coming from? I try listening to my feelings and soon figure out it's the room that gives me those strange vibes. The very room I was looking at this whole time. Just as I think of it, a nasty tight lump emerges in my throat. I try hard to swallow it somehow. I take a closer look around and suddenly shiver. Right in the middle of the room, on the floor covered with a thick layer of dust, there's a lowly footprint. Quite a small one, but that doesn't make it any better. How did it get in here? Really though? How? What, you're not gonna give me a timer on this? Take a closer look. Sure. I carefully get closer to look around. No more footprints. Just a single print of a bare foot in the dust that was gathering here for years. Or should I say, decades. My aunt mentioned she inherited this house from a distant uncle's grandfather or something. I probably lean too low. My nose itches, and then the whole house shakes with the loudest achoo! The delusion falls apart. I even feel energetic enough to clean up a bit. Of course, I won't be able to fight all this mighty dirt in one go, but gotta start somewhere. While rubbing the floor, I naturally come up with a simple explanation. This house sits on the outskirts, of course, but it's not the only one here. How am I seeing? I'm positive I saw a couple of houses nearby. So, perhaps my neighbors have a very special sense of humor? If it really is a prank, that leaves a lot of questions. But anyway, I'd rather have this ghostly apparition of a one-legged midget prowling in the house. I mean, rumors go around quickly in small towns, so I freeze, stunned with a jarring thought, but immediately push it away. No one here knows anything about me. The cat know! The cat know that I watched Furry Burn! I mean, my whole life belongs to the past, to that city that I left behind. Here, I will start with a clean slate, and no one-legged midget's ghosts will ever stop me. Layers of pristine dirt, both majestic and vast, finally given under my attack. Thank goodness I didn't read anything, except that it's gonna be a Yuri game. Cause this just barely gives me horror vibes. And it's kinda not stopping, to be honest. And that's good. It's pretty interesting. Anywho, I barely keep standing on my feet, but the result is worth it. Naturally, there's nothing even vaguely edible in this house, but at least there's a heating system. I even managed to turn it on, so when I curl up on a couch with a manga book, it's almost cozy. I was dreaming of this moment all day long, but now I'm too tired to follow the story. Images blur before my eyes. I'm falling asleep. At night, I wake up a couple of times feeling someone is watching me from the darkness. Morning greets me with bright white light shining on my face. I do honestly prefer coffee in bed, but this works too, I guess. The same white light fills the entire room. Apparently, I forgot to draw out the curtains in the evening. This fierce illumination makes the scene painfully real. My sleepy brain fails to track where I found myself, so I manage to freak out a tad bit before it dawns on me. I moved houses. I start recollecting the details. An army of boxes in the hallway, lights of fully empty cupboards in the kitchen, and an odd footprint I found yesterday in this very room. And also that weird dream, I guess? Or was it more like an actual feeling? No idea what it actually was. But thinking of this, I suddenly get cold under 3 blankets. Wait a sec! 3 blankets! I stare at the blankets in question. Sewn from colorful scraps, each of them is vaguely reminiscent into a Frankenstein's monster. Well, at least they are warm and don't seem to have too much dust on them. But when did I manage to get them? I'm sure I got really exhausted after cleaning the house yesterday evening. I wasn't even planning to fall asleep here. Just lay down to relax for a moment. Still, I'll call it. My clothes are deeply folded and stacked at a flat like by the couch. Now, does this mean I am? Yep, right. Oof. Like, I'm not only talking to myself, but also sleepwalking. And even sleep undressing? And maybe sleep reading that magazine about yourself? Now that is a combination. I mean, if I'm that active in my sleep, I could have at least drawn the curtains. What is all that even? A nice start to the new place, huh? I do hope my neighbors haven't seen anything that they aren't supposed to see. At this very moment, I hear a muffled but distinct plop. I turn my head and magically put on some clothes. I'm about trying to locate the source of the noise as well, but only managed to catch a small glimpse of something outside the window. Hey! Hey, stop right there! Someone was peeking at me! Staring right through the bare window glass. My righteous anger has no limits. I wrestled out of the blankets about to rush after the culprit, but that one called my, let's say, enthusiasm goes down real quick. It's freezing here. Considering the temperature overboard, I'm no longer surprised with that miraculous manifestation of all those blankets. At this point, I probably could have dragged the bear out of the woods without regaining consciousness, just to have something warm and fluffy around. Come to think of it, that's a creepy! I wonder if there are any around here. This house sits at the very edge of the forest, after all, and chances are this could have been. No, that silhouette outside of the window was clearly human. I think I've seen a flash of a bright color. Red, I guess? Is it the Red Riding Hood? Wrong house, fool! Your grandma's not here! My unwanted guest is probably wearing a striking look. Well, this means it should be easy to track them down. But first, I should probably wear some pants. Good idea. You should wear the thing they call mountain engineering item called pants. Parting with the warm couch is frustrating, but there's nothing edible in the kitchen, and I have to get outside either way. I could also use this chance to meet my neighbors while being dressed. I mean, maybe your children picked this house as a playground. They could have got here while the house was abandoned, and I could let it slide. But staring into my windows won't do at all. If I was into unwanted attention from randos, I might as well have stayed back home. Oof, I do rather not think of this. The heating system managed to shut down at night. No wonder I woke up in a freezing chamber. I fought the urge to start it again. It's probably safer to leave it be for now. I do rather get back to a cold house than a hot pile of embers. I get ready and run out at the front door as fast as I can. Which is probably too fast. Ow! Penceres! The ground meets my butt with such a passion as if we're meant to be together all along. Ah! I feel upset, cold, and progressively more wet with each passing moment. All those innocent-looking puddles I noticed on my way to the house yesterday turned into wicked ice traps overnight. And then there's this emoticon-looking thing over here. If I put some airs onto this, it will look like chowder. Seems like I have a free pass to my personal ice rink now. Hell yeah! How generous. Due to many a happy coincidence and plenty of exceptional agility, I managed to survive in my own backyard. Neat! The air is white with sleet falling from the cloudy sky, but among the snowdrifts there's still a clearly visible furrow with a chain of holes in it. Those are definitely footprints. Aha! Gotcha, pervert! The pervert was probably running away, so the trail is fairly smashed. Nevertheless, I can tell they have small feet. Could this be a midget again? Well, at least this one has 2 legs. Whatever the details, I am drenched and angry enough to deliver justice. Even to the midgets. Okay. To my surprise, the tracks don't lead to any of the small houses nearby, which apparently means someone took a long journey specifically to admire my undies without permission? How did they even know I will be undressed? My head immediately gets crowded with crazy theories, but I gather my mental strength to kick them out. I have too many worries already. Those tracks clearly led to the more civilized part of the town, I guess? To the part where you're more likely to find a shop than a bear, anyways? However, I decided to stray a bit to pay a visit to my neighbors. If there are parrots prowling around, or bears, or bear birds. Now, where that even came from? I don't know. Well, if there's anything weird out and about, I guess the neighbors should know something. Hopefully. Wait, why are we on the roof? Although I really don't want to admit it. The houses nearby look quite bleak. And I thought my house was a wreck. Blackened wood, sagging window frames with frosted cloudy dark glass, and me standing on a roof for some rare reason. I get a sudden urge to look inside, but my good manners strongly advise now to excuse me. Yep, the matters, definitely. I wander between the buildings for a while. Nothing happens. But I only learned there are seemingly no other tracks here save for my own. I knock on every door, but the only response I get is some snow falling off the roofs. Either no one is home, or I seem to be living here all by myself. Now it's harder again. Alone. I honestly have no idea how should I feel about this. Seems like I won't have to chase any brash kiddos out of my kitchen. But that leaves large room for other questions. I take a couple of deep breaths. Nipping cold air quickly brings me back to reality. And more pressing issues. It's almost like we live in solitaire or something. Jeez. I can jump to all the terrible conclusions later, but freezing to death before lunch would be too upsetting. To the convenience store I go, and not a moment later. Snowfall gradually covers the evidence, but I managed to follow the footprint trail for some time. Just as I thought, the footprints became too subtle to notice on the trampled snow. As the snow coat on the road thins out, I completely lose track of them. Oh yeah? Think you managed to get away with you filthy midget hentai? I will make you understand the value of privacy! Well, at least the store is just up ahead. To my relief, it looks very ordinary. And you see, I've seen it's twin right across the road from the apartment I used to rent back in the city. All these spy games let me little time to actually get ready for going anywhere public. I rummaged through my purse to check on my current financial situation and figure out what lifestyle I can currently afford. Of course, I'm pretty clueless about local prices. I do have some savings, but how far will that take me? And where could I possibly earn more in this backwoods? Guess I'll think about it tomorrow. Or the day after tomorrow. Or even better, the next week! Yes! I should probably have enough money for a week, right? Maybe? I pushed the combine door so enthusiastically, as if it was directly responsible for my personal economic crisis. The sound of the doorbell is so desperate, I can't help but imagine it falling off and hitting me right in the head. Probably just to hammer some common sense into it. Sorry. The lady at the cash desk looks a bit surprised by my dramatic entry. Oh, humans exist in this game! Still, she gives me a friendly nod and gets back to her business. Well, not a business. I did say she's more invested in her small tablet producing a faint yet recognizable mumbling. Some kind of drama, I guess? Wait, that means the internet! I still vegetate in a frozen wasteland, but at least it's blessed with the internet. I wipe the snow off my feet on a mat at the entrance, get myself a shopping basket, and hurry onwards. Come on, June. Pull yourself together. Just act natural. Don't draw attention. And stop taking yourself into public. The entrance behind me, the bell rings again. Another customer. Seems to be pretty lively here. That's great and all, but I don't feel ready to make new acquaintances just yet. Instead, I decide to focus on the mission at hand and proceed further into the store, trying not to draw anyone's attention. The shop hall is just as suitably ordinary as its exterior suggested. I finally calmed down enough to start scanning the shelves for munchies. Anything good? Well, it's not half as bad as I thought. Any Pringles? The variety of goods here is nothing to write home about, but those prices definitely not the right way to rub me. If I won't start binge buying everything thoughtlessly, I think I might be able to keep myself going for a month or so. And later on, well, a month is a month. Something should turn up. That's just how it goes, right? Anyways, what was I? The noodles! Right! Now that's a staple food if I ever saw one! I do say I could use a staple or two in my life right now. Think of the noodles. Then think of money, airy houses, hideous midgets, that girl across the room who's staring at you right now. Eh? What now? Ah! The girl with the boob window is standing a few shelves away from me. How did she manage to get this close without me noticing? Or maybe she's just going about her business and I'm imagining things. I decided to keep an eye on her for a while. Doing my best to stay chill, I try casually moving around the store. The girl seems to stay all chill and casual too, but the routes she picks makes me think she's chilling around me. Now I'm pretty sure she is, in fact, watching me. She is glaring at me with those huge eyes of hers, probably thinking I can't see it. Well, I mean, you are looking at her breasts. I lean forward, trying to become one with the shelf full of cereals. The girl does exactly the same thing, meditating over a pile of boxed napkins. I was about to say, oh, maybe we're looking at the mirror and we're not even realizing that. But no. I make a tactical move and blitzkrieg myself over to the dairy fridges. Now I can perfectly see her reflection in the glass door. Nice titties, bruh. But that girl with long, dark hair, well dressed, and that red coat! I can't help but look straight at the girl. She quickly turns away. I notice a snow blob sitting on the back of her coat. Now that I think of it, there was a small weird snowbank under my window. Guess I'm not the only one here who ended up with snow behind their collar this morning. Wait, does this mean... Is she the midget I was freaking out about? I didn't even think it might be a girl! That's why the footprints were that small. But why? How? For what purpose? I mean, it's not like she... The thought takes my breath away. She couldn't possibly know. About me? Or could she? That place has internet, after all. Could she be one of those people willing to grind me to dust? Or a crazy fan? I can't even decide what's the worst option. Invading my personal space is something people like that would do. Excuse me. Maybe she already helped herself into the house to rummage through my stuff while I was on a neighborhood tour. That's a code red situation here. A code red situation. I need a plan. Right about now.